everyone, Tony Winston here for Jazz Piano College. I'm going to cover two songs today, My Ship by Kurt Weill and Ira Gershwin, and also On the Street Where You Live, Lerner and Lowe. And it's from this book. There's several volumes of this. It's called The Best Chord Changes, World's Greatest Standards, 100 of the most requested standard songs with professionally altered chords. And it's by Frank Mantooth, who wrote that book about, quartal harmony, harmony built with fourths, this kind of stuff. But there's not too much of that in this book. But there's a few interesting things in the foreword that I'm going to read to you about reharmonizing and, changing the chords to a song. The altered changes offered in this collection will adhere to three criteria in an attempt to prevent runaway subjectivity. 1. They must sound good. 2. The harmonic succession must have a logical flow and not be haphazard or disjunct. 3. The original melody must be preserved without alteration. Anything else? The harmonic alterations must enhance and not detract from the original harmonic motion. Common usage will prevail. Okay, so you've all heard reharmonizations of songs where you can't even really recognize the song. The chords have been changed so much. And let me just take like a familiar song, All of Me, all right? So, well, I was going pretty slow there, but trying to think of the worst chords I could. If you want your reharmonizations to be really effective, they should enhance the song, just make it sound better, not change it completely. All right, here we go. My Ship, it's always been one of my favorites. I've got a great recording where I'm playing piano and Alan Murphy is singing the lead, and I will link to that.
My ship has sails that are made of silk. Her decks are trimmed with gold.
We have F6, D7, G sus. And a G sus, you could think of that as D minor, so after the D7. Very similar. Back to F6. And a nice D altered. I'm not sure if I got the exact alterations. I think I did, actually. Yes, I did. Yes, yeah, flat 9 and a flat 5. Sometimes they call that flat 5 the sharp 11. But you see, if you put a tritone away from D, which is A flat, a triad, A flat triad, you get that chord, so it's kind of a shortcut. To see. I will play the song all the way through at some point here. Just says D7, but you can make it a D9. We've got A7, or it says A there, but you can always alter the A, make it more of a, like the plus means a sharp 5, but we think of that nowadays as a flat 13. A 13, a flat 13, because it's so common to go from a 13 chord to a flat 13, then to say D9 and D flat 9. That's D7 flat 9, of course. So from the G minor, and the E minor is just preceding the A. You could always precede an A by its relative 2. A dominant chord is a 5 chord, which would make this a 2 chord. All right, not necessarily in the key of F, but in a temporary key. you see, pedal C just means to have a C in the bass that holds. And really, here you can get away with a lot of great harmonization because anything works over a pedal tone, basically. I mean, you know, you could get pretty abstract. What does he say here in the beginning? Not be haphazard or disjunct. Well, over a pedal tone, you can get a little more haphazard. But it's nice to just take the original changes and put them over a pedal tone. I think I went, what did I do there? I did like an A flat dominant or something. And then, yeah. And see what I did? I put a B minor in front of the E dominant because a dominant chord is a 5 chord. A 2 chord can precede it, a minor 2 usually. Well. All right, now this is yeah, you can pretty much predict what's going to happen here, but let's see, it's not exactly that. Oh, yeah. So I'm leaving the root out there, so it sounds like F major 7, but that's what he means right there. A minor. So. All right, this is called Contrapuntal Elaboration of Static Harmony. A silly expression, but it just means to take an A minor chord and kind of fuck around with one of the notes there. You can do it with the root too, like this. Okay, and this one went the other way from the 5th up there. Probably could go that way too. And notice there that all these chords are unaltered chords. They don't have any flat 9s or sharp 11s or flat 13. And I think it's nice to just play unaltered chords for a while. I mean, certainly you could go and then G here. You could put a sharp 11 in. Yeah, I mean, when you have these ninths on the chord, G9, C9, you know, you can't sharp the 9 or flat the 9, so you have to mess around with either the 11th or the 13th. Oh, yes, yes. Now see, when you see that sharp 11, whatever chord you're on, B, just think up a step to C sharp, play a major triad, and luckily the melody note was one of those 3. And Miles Davis' arrangement goes to an F sharp 7 here, you know, which is, you know, a tritone substitution for C. But the melody note being on the flat 9 is really dissonant, but he does it. And, you know, to most ears, that's a little bit harsh there, but you know, when you are playing the trumpet and you have a beautiful tone and you have a sensitive keyboard player behind you like Bill Evans or somebody, you know, those kind of changes will work. All right, that's a nice one. On the street where you live. You know, I've always had trouble with this song, usually in the bridge. I get lost in the bridge a lot. So let's see what Frank Mantooth has got to say about this one. Yeah, I like to make this just as six chords instead of 13 chords. In other words, they don't have the dominant seventh in there, or the flat seven. But I guess you could go, yeah, like that. Okay, so it says sharp 11. It already is, a flat 5, which is the same thing, and then it's got a sharp 9. Okay, yeah, that works pretty well. It's so close to E minor 7, flat 5. All you basically do is just add the major third in there. That turns it into a dominant 7th chord, and then everything else stays the same. And then we've got, good way to play that chord, a flat 13. There's the 13. I don't have, the flat 9's the melody. And yeah, that's it. Yeah, let's do that bridge again, because I need work on it. And oh, the towering feeling, just to know somehow you are near. The overpowering feeling that any second you may suddenly appear. People stop and stare, they do not bother me, for there's no one else on earth where I would rather be. Let the times go by, I don't care if I can be here on the street where you live. I'll tell you who does a really good version of this song is Robert Ray, a good friend of mine, lives right here in Atlanta, does a lot of live streams these days, plays at a piano bar downtown, and he has an album out called Come Out Swinging, and I think it's the first track. If it's not on YouTube, I'll stick it up there and link to it at some point. So it may not be in this video, but, just subscribe, stay tuned, support me on Patreon if you have a few extra dollars and you'd like to support the channel, or I've got a PayPal link down there below if you'd like to support me that way. But I got to say, everybody's been giving me great comments, love reading them all, haven't had time to respond to too many of them, and lots of views, so that's really helped the channel a lot, and that's why I'm able to do some extra videos. So anyway, that's all for today, folks, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.